Well, hey guys, I just did some bumper music for a pre-sermon video that we're going to use this week. And I thought that I would just share it with you guys. It's about 30 seconds long, and I'm just going to kind of go through the different parts of what I did to create this. But anyway, before our sermons, we usually do a sort of pre-sermon video, and sometimes I use stock music that I've got from different sources. But in this case, I creatively or uncreatively created something to go along with the video, and I'm going to play it for you, and then I'll break it down. All right, so there was it in its entirety. And first, I'm going to start with the percussion. And here we go. It's going to start off with a suspended cymbal. Nothing too great there. I use this on almost all the tracks that I do. I use it somewhere in there. And that is a sample that I did a long time ago, and I kind of just have it in a folder of these little percussion things that I use from time to time. And then here's that same cymbal, and I've reversed it, and that leads up to sort of the second half of this little musical piece. So we'll hear that one more time. Yep. So just a little reverse cymbal, and that kind of leads into the big drum fill, or into the second half of the piece. And then I've got a 808 kick and clap. And I will play that. Let's do this. I'm going to play that dry. So, and then when I kind of put the effect on, so some reverb, some compression and stuff, and when I play that, you'll so that's that. When we get into the second half, I've got these toms. And we add that with the kick and snare. And then the other thing I've got going on is I've got this little Casio SK1, which is an old little mini keyboard from the 80s, I believe. It was a sampling keyboard. But anyway, I've got a sample of the drum kit on that, and it sounds a little bit like this. With a little delay at the end to kind of do the tail. And here's that dry. So that's kind of a very, like an 8-bit kind of sound. But anyway, that is that. And now we're going to go down to the synth stuff. There's this kind of repeating riff at the beginning. So that's the riff, and then what it is I've doubled it with this sound. And the two of them together, that just gives a little bit more attack on the sound. So if I add those together, we get this. And then let's see. Next, we've got just a pad. It's on the root, the A. It kind of just fades in and out. Nothing fancy there. And then I got another pad where I'm actually doing sort of the chord progression. And okay, I've got this sort of I call it sequence bass, but it's just 16th notes on the roots, not the roots, but the and that's on the second half of the song, and there's also a sort of bigger sustained bass on that second half. And the only other thing is another kind of pad that's got a little bit of motion to it. So that's pretty much it. And then when we put it all together, it sounds like this. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this little snippet, and if you join us Sunday, you will hear this behind the pre-sermon video on our new sermon series called Choose. And I'm excited to play it. The video is nothing fancy. It's just kind of simple, but it just gives me an ability to be a little bit creative here and make a little bumper for it. So anyway, catch you guys later.